Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for July the 1st, 2023. Yes, this year is officially half over, and sadly, so is our reprieve from the summer heat. We've been nicely in the 70s and 80s up to this week, and then suddenly we're hitting the hundreds, and it's not nice. But of course, I know other places have it worse, so I guess rather than being resentful that the good weather has ended, I'll be happy that it lasted as long as it did. It would have been nice if it had lasted to the state fair though, but you can't have everything. So this week, nothing big released from Shop Disney. We had, of course, Stitch Day on the 26th for 6/26, and they released a plush and some pins. They had actually a pretty nice boxed pin set, like $75 though, and I didn't get it. It sold out, so I'm not in the majority on thinking it wasn't worth $75. But yeah, I didn't order any of the Stitch pins. The big thing actually this week is today, being the 1st, is a Lego release day, and they have a new gift with purchase, a Disney 100 gift with purchase, and you have to buy $100 worth of Disney stuff to get it. And by Disney stuff, it means specifically not Marvel and not Star Wars. But to help you hit that $100 mark, there are a couple big releases today. I guess the Disney Friends stuff would still be included, but there's a couple big releases today. We have the Sanderson's house from Hocus Pocus, which I do intend to pick up for the Halloween Village. I'll have to just replace something else that's normally in the Halloween Village to make room for it. And for VIPs only, VIPs being that exclusive club of anybody who signs up for it, they are releasing the Disney 100 Castle today, which is a little bit of an upgrade. It's $50 more, I believe, than the old castle, the one that was discontinued last year. And it's got more, I think it's like a few hundred more pieces to it. It's a little more refined. It's done in more of the Disney 100 color scheme instead of the more traditional Cinderella Castle scheme. And the cool thing about it though, I mean, well, other than being huge and like really detailed on the inside, is it comes with minifigures of a number of princesses and their princes, which I don't think have been previously available. So yeah, that's something to pick up. In fact, that's kind of why this video needs to be a little bit shorter than a lot of these tend to be, because I'm going to go and get in line to get that stuff. Sadly, still no like Haunted Mansion movie Lego kits. I'm guessing there just won't be any. They probably would have been announced or at least leaked by now. I do wish they'd included Star Wars on there, but you can't have everything. So this week is another pin video. I'm sure you may have guessed if you've watched any of the other Decades videos that it's going to be the Decades pin, because we have the 100 pin board here with the other Decades pins already on it. This will be the 5th Decades entry, marking the halfway point of that, as well as the halfway point of the year. And we have some other pins as well. So let's go down there and look at the pins. So we're going to start off with a pin that is not... Everything today is like limited edition, limited release kind of stuff. We'll start with one though that isn't. And it's been sitting around here for a little bit. And I guess I guess it got shuffled away, and I don't think I've included it in any videos. So we'll take a look at it now. This came out actually 2 or 3 months ago, I think. But it is the Star Wars Grogu, Din Djarin, and the Naboo Starfighter from The Mandalorian. This would have come out, I guess, back when Season 3 was still airing or releasing. And we picked it up and just never actually included it in a video. It, I guess, just got separated. But it's got I really kind of like the space effect in the background there, if I can get it without it getting kind of glare on it. It's very glittery. And then we have Mando, we have Grogu with kind of very weird eyes on Grogu, I think. And then, of course, the silver Naboo Starfighter. And it's a single Mickey back. This was an open edition. I have no idea how much it cost. Probably like 15 or 20 bucks, because that seems to be kind of the going rate on these things right now. But it's nice. It's not a flat pin. The Starfighter, it's got like a nice layer of gloss over it too. It seems like they've lacquered it, or enamel. I'm assuming they've given it like a nice clear coat over it, because the the glittery stuff there's a little bit deeper down than it feels like what, you're touching when you touch the top of it. But it's not completely flat. You can see, hopefully you can see, that bits of the Starfighter are raised up. The engines, the nose, and the cockpit all protrude a little bit from the surface of it. But the gloss, well, it does look like Grogu and Din Djarin are a little three-dimensional. They're actually under that layer of gloss, making their part of it smooth and flat. Yeah, this just somehow escaped being in a video up to this point, but we've rectified that now. Moving on, we have yet another anniversary item. Of course, everything has anniversary every year. That's what anniversary means. But this year, we're celebrating amongst the 100th of Disney and lots of other things, is the 15th anniversary of WALL-E. Pixar's WALL-E. Which I can, it's just like nowhere to get this. There we go. Without a glare on it. So let's get out of the plastic. That might help a little bit. So yeah, they released 2 or 3 WALL-E pins. This is the only one we picked up. And it is a limited edition, limited release. Edition limitée. That's marginally better. And yeah, it's just a fairly straightforward. It's pin on pin, because we have WALL-E and Eve. Eve? No, it's just Eve, isn't it? WALL-E and Eve on the front here in front of the moon. WALL-E's got his little boot flower. And if I can get some lights turned off in here, we should see that the moon does glow. So let me kill some lights. There we go. That glows quite nicely, doesn't it? Very good. It actually shows a little brighter on the camera, I think, than it does to my eyes, which is fine. I like that. But yeah, it's a nice little glowy pin. It is double pin back with Mickey backs, of course. And I don't remember how much it cost, but it's a nice little pin. And it's just that it glows is nice. You know how I like my light up and glowy things. And now we've got another one, celebrating 15 years of WALL-E. You know what they should do for 15 years of WALL-E? They should release an updated version of that WALL-E Lego set from a few years back, with like the neck issue fixed and everything. That would be cool. Next up is a D23 pin. I've commented that they've been releasing a lot of D23 pins the last 2 or 3 months now. Indeed, there was another one this week for Indiana Jones. And we've ordered a few. We haven't ordered all of them because, frankly, there have been so many of them it would be kind of cost prohibitive to order them all. But we did order this one because it was kind of I thought it was kind of a neat one. It's not like an anniversary thing. It's just a D23 thing so that you can wear it and people know that you're a D23 member because it says D23 Gold member on it. Let's get it out of the plastic. Then, of course, technically I'm not the Gold member. My wife is. The card's actually kind of interesting. We have like Stormtroopers, we have Beast's Rose, we have the Black Panther. No, that's the Lion King, sorry. It's the Lion King. We have Mando's helmet, the Death Star, an AT-AT, a teacup, Mjolnir, Cap's shield. Yeah, sadly this did get a little bent, not creased thankfully, but a little bent in shipping. But this is from the D23 official Disney fan club. And yeah, it shows you can wear it and people know that you are a D23 Gold member. I'm trying to get this on here so that you can see it without the lights in here glaring off of it. And it's, look, I'm not having a ton of luck of getting it both non-glary and clear. But you do have this kind of like almost like a D20 shaped piece here with the D23 Gold member written on it. And then you have a more three-dimensional Mickey kind of pin-on-pin piece. He doesn't come off, does he? Because it is double pin backed. Is it just for stability, or is like Mickey a separate piece? Mickey's not a separate piece. Okay. I didn't really think he was, but you know, they've done that on a couple pins this year, and I thought we would double check to be sure. But yeah, it's a nice little Mickey kind of mid-dance there. And again, it lets people know that you are a D23 Gold member. And finally, what is kind of the main focus of today's video, the 1960s entry into the Disney 100 Decades series. This one, honestly, I liked the plush, but I'm not doing the plush, so I didn't get the Madame Mim and Merlin plush. We didn't care for the backpack or the ears, and we don't collect magic bands. The Alice one from last month was a kind of a one-off. Hopefully a one-off. I don't know, I guess it depends what the next series, the 70s, looks interesting. That Electric Mayhem backpack. So I think next month we will be getting probably more than the pin. But we did get the pin this time. Here it is, D100 V323 L. Von Drake 60s LR for limited release. Let's get that out of here. As all these 100 pins have, it's kind of like a weird fold over thing. I guess because they have the words in there and some foam. We're going to take this off though because it's going to go on the pin board anyway. So we can just take this off of here. It'll make it easier to read the words. It's a double pin back. I think this is still available. The Disney, the 100 stuff has not been doing well. So this is for the Wonderful World of Color. And as such, all these little pieces rotate out to be all colorful away from the pin body, revealing Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color. If I remember correctly, Ludwig von Drake is voiced by the Ghost Host himself. So that's cool too. I think I bought a pin last year solely because it kind of had that loose connection to Haunted Mansion. But yeah, you can see all the light filter through, change it in the World of Color. World of Color is before my time. I'm not that old, so I didn't know Ludwig von Drake had anything really to do with it. I'm not disappointed that he does. It's a pretty good, when you fold those colors out, it's a pretty big sized pin. I feel like at some point, I don't know that all 10 pins are going to fit on this board the way I have it set up. I may have to move things closer together. But of course, being a monthly item, there are words here. Let us read the words. We're not going to read those words. Those are the words that it says every month. We're just going to read the bit about Ludwig von Drake. There we go. Get that so it's nice and legible. Ludwig von Drake, the eccentric brainiac and uncle to Donald Duck, debuted to audiences on September 24th, 1961. His character appeared in the first television show of Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color, an adventure in color where he quacked things up as an MC. This gifted oddball, referred to by Walt Disney as the outstanding genius of the century, was included in 18 shows. So, if he's Donald's uncle, Scrooge is Donald's uncle, Scrooge, of course, already being represented on the pin board from the 40s, I believe, are Ludwig von Drake and Scrooge McDuck. I mean, if they're both Donald's uncle, maybe Ludwig's on Donald's mother's side? There's a connection there. I guess they may not be related by blood then, because, Von Drake and McDuck, I can see how, I would assume then that Scrooge must be on Donald's father's side, and that Duck is just the Americanized version of a McDuck, probably coming through Ellis Island. The Mick was cut off to make them sound more American. As for Ludwig von Drake, maybe came over after World War II, and therefore, the name wasn't cut off as much, so he kept the Von Drake. Maybe during World War II, just fleeing Germany during a rather unpleasant time, to get here by the 60s. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're just like in-laws. Maybe he's like Donald's uncle-in-law because he's like Donald's mom's. Well, that wouldn't be uncle-in-law then, though. That'd just be uncle. But it must be Donald's mom's brother, and Scrooge is Donald's father's brother. And of course, we've never seen either of them. Anyways, I'm rambling, and I said this was going to be a quicker video, so I should probably stop rambling. The pin is quite nice. I definitely wouldn't want to wear it, just because I'd be afraid of these pieces breaking off. They do actually, when you pivot them out like this, they do stay in place nicely. Well, this one feels a little loose, especially if you push it in. But yeah, this one gets a little loose too if you push it towards the center. But it's quite nice. I think it looks cool like this. I wonder if Disney Plus has that adventure color. I don't think I've ever seen it. I wonder if Disney Plus has that. I may have to take a look and see if Disney Plus has the, what was it called? Adventure in Color. All right, so we do need to put this now on the board. So we need to go back up with the camera. All right, so we need to put the pin on the pin board. Now I need to put it in such a way that it's not gonna interfere with the money bank. Well, I guess, I mean, we can always pivot it down. But see, I mean, I don't think they're all 10 are gonna necessarily fit on here. All right, we can still open that, right? So yeah, there we go. We have Uncle Scrooge and Uncle Ludwig. So yeah, that's where we're at. Halfway through the Disney Decades collection with the pin board. Again, we've had a couple months here where we've just bought that pin. But then we have our other pins as well. And overall, I am happy with it as it stands. But now I need to go get in line at the Lego store. I do want to make sure we get one of those castles. I mostly want to get it now because I want to make sure we get that Mickey Mouse gift with purchase promo kit. Because yeah, I don't know that I've ever had a Disney, specifically Disney, not like Star Wars or Marvel, a Disney promo kit. But that does wrap this video up. Let me know which pin you think is the best one. Let me know what you think so far of the Decades collection. I'm not happy with that sticking off over the board there. I have to fix that. But yeah, let me know what you think of the Decades collection so far. I found it overall fairly underwhelming. Oh, and no toy again this month. No toy for the 60s. Although possibly like with the 40s, they may just like drop that toy like kind of surreptitiously later on. But yeah, let me know which decade do you like best so far? What do you think of the Decades series? I'm glad I'm not being a completionist on it, because it's been very hit or miss, and I feel like overall it's been more miss than hit. And then let me know, of course, which of today's pins is your favorite. Our Wonderful World of Color, Grogu and Din Djarin, Wally and Eve, or D23 Mickey. But I hope you found it all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And maybe in the Lego store line if you're there.